Have you ever imagined being grabbed while you were sleeping or when you were in your shower, fully naked and barefoot, being put into a box and then driven to an unknown location where unknown people were staring at you, touching or even holding you, and at the same time you could smell unpleasant smells and hear other humans screaming? This sounds like a strange situation, but it's happening every single day to millions of animals around the world. They are transported to unfamiliar and often unpleasant places such as veterinary practices and different animal facilities like hotels and shelters without any preparation or respect to their nature and needs. My name is Gonçalo da Graça Pereira and I am a Portuguese vet, European specialist in behavioral medicine and diplomate in animal welfare science, ethics and law. Thanks to Orion, I am here to talk about how cats should be transported to the clinic in a friendly and respectful way. And to understand the cat, remember, you must think like a cat. So let's start this short adventure in the cat's world, talking about his nature, needs, and learning. Cats love the comfort of their houses and its controlled environment. Feeling a loss of control is very detrimental for the emotional state of cats, and therefore many of them consider having a trip a very unpleasant experience. They do not understand how a car works or why it makes strange movements, strange noises, and unexpected vibration as well. So transportation is a very complicated task for any cat. This is why, whenever possible, it should be avoided. However, there are situations like taking the cat to the vet practice that we have no other choice than to place the cat inside the carrier and drive fast to the doctor's appointment. So are there ways to create a business class or even a first class trip experience to your cat? To achieve this experience, we should start by the fact that every single cat loves what he knows and is familiar with. We all like what is comfortable and familiar to us, like our place on the sofa, right? And all of us know which spot is the favorite one for the cat as well. So why not leave the carrier close to this location before the trip? If the cat is not afraid of the carrier, with his curiosity, he will start exploring it closer and closer to create even a more tempting place. You could even put his favorite blanket and toys inside. If the cat shows sign that he's not comfortable with the carrier, remove the upper part of the carrier and leave it like this for a couple of days. What really matters is that the animal feels comfortable with the presence of the carrier and even relax or sleep inside. Carriers should not only come to the house, for instance when it's hidden in the garage, in the moment of the trip. If not always available in the environment, then it should come to the house days ahead of the appointment for this process and let the cat become habituated to it. Being territorial animals and sensible to changes in the environment, cats like to do what they are familiar with. So, more frequently they use the carrier, the more relaxed they will be inside during the trip, and they will feel the car as part of their territory between brackets. When the cat is already used to the carrier, the next step is to move the carrier before having a real trip into the car and turning on the motor several times before the car starts moving. The idea is the cat gets used to this unknown noise, reinforcing the cat for being calm inside. As I already mentioned, cats also like to be surrounded by familiar items with smells that they can recognize. If you could place the favorite blanket inside the carrier, this can have a calming effect to the animal. It can also be useful to put in the favorite toy to keep him a bit distracted and give the feeling of control. Once the cat is comfortable and relaxed with the car stopped and the motor turned on, it is time to consider the next step, which is moving the car. And the best way to introduce the movement is slowly. Move just a bit and slowly in order for the cat to get used to this movement. Remember that the animal is not habituated to this new feeling and also to seeing the fast movement of things in the window. So go calmly. To help keeping tranquility, you can also cover the carrier with a towel or a blanket, ideally with the home smell, to reduce visual stimuli associated with unknown places. Think of this as the cat's curtain. Most cats feel better in the dark with the carrier well covered by a blanket with its odor. However, there are also exceptions, and if this is the case, you can uncover one of the sides of the carrier in order to let the animal see the exterior, but keep the other three sides covered to give them a feeling of protection. And do not forget to take very tasty, maybe the favorite treats for the cat with you to create positive associations with the trip. Once the car is in movement, it can be tempting to leave the cat move around freely in the car. However, remember that the carrier is there to protect him as well. So it's important and even mandatory in some countries that the cat is kept inside the carrier. The carrier should be held by the security belt every time the car is moving, and preferably kept in a zone of the car with less vibration. Personally, I recommend the floor, for instance in the front seat next to the driver, where the carrier can be safely placed, more secure, with less vibration, and if it's the case, the animal can easily see the caregiver driving. Even when the cat is already used to the car, unexpected events can happen, and in a stressful moment, the animal can urinate or defecate inside the carrier. So having this in mind, you can place absorbable tissues in the bottom part of the carrier, just in case if an accident happens. You can also find bottles available on the market that contain pheromones that will be useful to create a secure place for the cat's perception. You should spray each corner of the carrier, both top and bottom, and an extra puff in the center, which is 10 in total, 5 in the top part and 5 in the bottom. But be careful, because the spray must be applied at least 15 minutes before the cat gets into the carrier. Otherwise, it will act as an aversive stimulus due to the alcohol evaporation happening in this period. For many cats, the use of medication to alleviate stress, fear, and anxiety associated with transportation and veterinary visits can be very useful and absolutely fundamental for your animal. Speak with your veterinarian about this to create a better trip, promoting better welfare during this tense moment. However, with cats already having a behavioral problem associated with the carrier, a trip or a vet visit would actually need a specific treatment to see improvement. Behavior problems are not always easily solved during a routine consultation. There is neither a miracle pill nor an emotional treatment adaptable to each case. Therefore, supervision by a certified or qualified behaviorist may be required. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that everything you have seen is useful in your daily life with this fantastic and unique animal called cat. If you want to get in touch with me and follow my work, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, or obviously through Orion. Looking forward to receiving your messages with your experiences, suggestions, comments, and let's make together a better world for all living beings.